Hi everybody. Good afternoon or good morning depending where you are in the world. This is Fran. Welcome to Tuesdays with Fran. Today, as you can see, I'm in the middle of nature. Today I am in the Camino de Santiago. I am in Roncesvalles. Roncesvalles is the first stop for the pilgrims once they cross the border from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, from the other side of the Pyrenees. The first, let's say, village that they find, it is Roncesvalles. And that is what we're going to be visiting today. Unfortunately, there's super poor Wi-Fi around here. We are in the middle of the Pyrenees. We're 3,100 feet over sea level. We'll see what we can do. So please bear with me and let's enjoy this beautiful place called Roncesvalles. Hola Linda, so good to see you. So look around me. There's nothing but green, 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 green. So I think we should start walking, because right now we're walking in the Camino de Santiago. Okay, we are already walking in the. I feel like I'm in the jungle, to tell you the truth. But the thing is that I wanted to start here, up here, because this is the Camino de Santiago, and it's very well known because of that. But also, it's very well known. Hi James, how are you? It is known because of La Chanson de Roland, Roland's song. For that, we need to go back in time. We need to go to the year 778. On that year, Charlimagne, the big Christian emperor around Europe, he is afraid that the Muslims, the Moors, are going to cross the Pyrenees because they have conquered all of Spain. And they're very worried that they might cross the Pyrenees and conquer all Europe. So Charlimagne comes to give us a hand here in Spain. The thing is that in the middle, he has some bad experiences and he is going to leave Spain. He's going to leave, we're not talking Spain yet, we're talking Iberia. The thing is that on his way out, he destroyed my hometown. He destroyed the city of Pamplona. And, well, to tell you the truth, we knew how he was going to come out of Spain, because where I am right now, it is the lowest pass of the Pyrenees. This is the easiest way for anybody to cross the Pyrenees. So we knew he was going to come through here. So in that year, 778, it was August 15, 778, to be more exact, Charlemagne and his whole army, they start crossing the Pyrenees through here. And what happened is that we attacked Charlemagne and we killed the 12 most important princesses of his army. One of them, his nephew, Roland. The thing is that thanks to that battle that took place exactly where we are right now, probably there's some of those Charlemagne soldiers buried underneath here. Many centuries later, on the 11th century, a romantic medieval poem called La Chanson de Roland, Roland's song, or La Canción de Roland in Spanish, was written. I think it was written on a very romantic way, let's put it that way. Because it doesn't say that who attacked. The history tells us that the people who attacked Charlemagne, it was the people from here, the Basque people on these lands. If you read La Chanson de Roland, Roland's song, you will see that it was thousands of Muslims killing, attacking the back of the army. There were not too many Muslims around here on the year 778. So it is a very romanticized epic poem, but it is settled in here, in Roncesvalles, which is probably the little bit of historical facts that we find in this poem. The poem, it describes that the nephew of Charlemagne, Roland, he is attacked, and the thing is that he gets his elephant. An elephant is a trumpet made with the horn of an elephant, and he rings the elephant, and Charlemagne comes to rescue his nephew. All of that action takes place around where we are today. Okay, so that is why I wanted to start here, in the middle of the forest. The thing is that this gives us the entrance to the Collegiate de Roncesvalles. What is a collegiata? A collegiata It is not a church, it is not a chapel, it is not an abbey, it is not a cathedral, it is something strange in the middle of everything. But what happens is that a collegiata has a lot of power. A collegiata is so powerful and had so many properties in the Middle Ages that if they had any problem, they would be talking directly to the Pope. Okay? So this place where we are right now, by the way, it's a village, the village of Roncesvalles. Population 18. That's it. Okay, so today, in fact, there are more pilgrims than inhabitants. Out of those 18 people living here, guess what? 9 are priests. So this is going to go down very fast. So if you're a pilgrim in the Camino, you are welcomed by this pilgrims hostel. Okay, so if you see, we have all of these pilgrims walking in. They probably have been walking all day long. To tell you the truth, this first day of walk in the Camino de Santiago, Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, all the way to here, it is going from almost sea level to all the way up here, which is, as I said, 3,100 feet over sea level. Today is let's say, a good day for hiking, not for tour guiding, because as you see, it's drizzling. Okay? This is very normal here, especially if you're thinking about doing the Camino. People are like, the summer is going to be horrible. Not here in the Pyrenees, maybe later in the Camino, when you reach Burgos, past Burgos, León, those are flatlands and those are much more uncomfortable lands. Okay, so that is very important. Anyway, back to La Collegiata. La Collegiata of Roncesvalles, this church that we see here. Now I'm gonna cross this tunnel. I have to go through this tunnel and probably the connection will be a little weak. And to top of that, it's super windy. So, hey Shelly, how are you? Hola. So hopefully I will not break. If I break, please bear with me. It's just gonna be 1 second, okay? I didn't break, that's pretty cool. So this is the church of La Collegiata de Roncesvalles. This church was constructed on the 13th century. In fact, this year we're celebrating 800 years of the consecration of this church. This church is French Gothic, and it was ordered to be constructed by the King of Navarra, Sancho the Strong, who in fact is buried here. This king, Sancho, is very important for the history of the world because he was one of the kings who started the Spanish Reconquest in the year 1212. Okay? In fact, it is known that he won the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa, which was the beginning of that of the Reconquest, of the Spanish Reconquest. Okay, so he was a very important king. What I'm gonna do, I know the connection inside is terrible, but I'm gonna try to show it to you. I'm gonna be very quiet because there's probably gonna be pilgrims or people watching. So I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna be all the way at the back, but I'm not gonna talk. I just want to show you how beautiful this church is, okay? If there's nobody, I will talk, but chances are that there's gonna be somebody. Okay, I think I'm back. Well, as expected, inside it's very beautiful, but connection is horrible. So as you have seen, it is a beautiful, beautiful Gothic church. In fact, it follows the Parisian Notre Dame de Paris. So it is that style, it's that moment when this beautiful church was constructed. The Holy Mary, it's a jewel from the 1300s. Okay? Everybody around here loves Roncesvalles. In fact, everybody loves it so much that there are a lot of girls named Roncesvalles here. How do you spell the name of the village? Okay, that's a difficult one. Roncesvalles. V-A-L-L-E-S, Roncesvalles. There we go. I say it's difficult because it's like too many letters, and if I don't see it written, not good for me. So, again, I might break a little bit crossing this tunnel. One of the things that Roncesvalles has, well, as you see, we have pilgrims everywhere around, coming in and coming out. Buen camino. By the way, you wish all the pilgrims buen camino. No matter where they're from, they will know that you're wishing well, okay? So that's something very, very important. I love this sculpture, which is La Estela del Camino, which is the mark that we leave behind when we are in our path of life, okay? So this is the path of life. Some people say it's a snail. Hi, Glenn, how are you doing? So it's a beautiful metaphor of the marks we leave on people in our daily lives, okay? So no matter who we are, what we're doing in our lives, we are always leaving marks in people's lives, souls, and this is what it's all about. Because the Camino, if you are a pilgrim, will leave a big mark on you, right? Which is a very, very nice thing. So I was telling you that Roncesvalles has a lot of power. In fact, it had so much power that part of Sicily was it was owned by Roncesvalles. Right? So it had properties everywhere around. So it was a very, very, very powerful place. But there's one more thing that is super powerful, and it is the symbol of Roncesvalles. This cross of Roncesvalles, let me show it to you right here. It is a very special cross. Thank you, Joyce. Roncesvalles, there we go. You looked it on Wikipedia. That's awesome. Thank you. So this cross of Roncesvalles has three symbols. The first one, as you see, it has a cross. And it has a cross because this is a church. But also has this symbol up here, which is the bishop's crook, the bishop's cane, because this place is so powerful that it is at the same level. The abbot from here has the same status, let's put it that way, as a bishop, even higher than a bishop, okay? But there's a third symbol, very special, which is the tip. As you see, it looks like a sword, and it was a sword. Why? Because Roncesvalles was meant or was constructed for the helping of the pilgrims. So these religious orders, they would be allowed to wear weapons like the Knights Templars and all of that to protect Christianity. Okay, so this place has always been a big bastion for Christianity. That is why the symbol of Roncesvalles is that. Although the big church that we have seen, it was right behind. The oldest one that we have, it's this one. This is from the 1200s. And it is known to be the Pilgrims' Chapel. Okay, the most important thing, or one of the most famous things, it is the bell. This bell is not at all from the 12th century. In fact, it's quite modern. But it is the one that guides the pilgrims on a day like today. As you see, we have fog every day. So it's quite rainy and cloudy, and light is not very, very good around here. So what happens is that by the sound of the bell, the pilgrims would reach all the way to here. And the third important monument that we have here, it is this square building with a stone roof. But this is the only funeral place in Spain that is covered, and it's a square. This construction, it is the oldest one. It is from 1170. Okay, it's an ossuary, which is you had thousands and thousands of pilgrims walking through here. A lot of them would die crossing the Pyrenees, and in this place they would place them, put them there. And the thing is that there's a huge cave underneath where we can find all the bones from pilgrims in many, many centuries. It is almost 30 feet deep, okay? And right now, they're working on it. So I know there's a group inside of it, so I don't want to bother them, but let me show you, because they're moving some of the skeletons, which is kind of gory, but I think it's pretty cool, because we have all of this history in here. So you see that those lamps down there, that's where they are extracting all of the bones that, let me see if I can show them to you. Oh, there we go. There we go. All of those bones, can you see them? Right there, okay. Not very well, but hey, those are the bones of thousands of pilgrims. And in fact, some people believe that all the way at the bottom of those, of this huge cave, okay, we could find the bones of Charlemagne's nephew. Nephew, Roland. Okay, so that's what everybody's waiting for, to see if they reach all the way to the bottom. Personally, I don't think they're gonna find it, but hey, that's the goal out of it. And the thing is that, guess what? That is the village of Roncesvalles. There's nothing more in the whole village. As you see, well, there's one cow right there, and this is all there is in the beautiful village. Tiny, 18 people living in Roncesvalles. As I said, more pilgrims than inhabitants. This year we're beginning to see now some pilgrims. We didn't see any of them at all before, so we're very happy that they're beginning to come. It's one of the safest ways of tourism, because most of the days you are outside. So it's very healthy and it's super cool, and we're very happy that all of our pilgrims are returning to the Camino de Santiago. And to me, I think this is kind of like a joke, because when you exit Roncesvalles, this is what you see. Santiago de Compostela, which means where you're heading to, 790 kilometers, which is about 600 miles. So if you keep on going that way, you reach all the way to Santiago de Compostela. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully you have learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the wind and the quality of the image, but it is what it is. What else? Oh, you all know that all of these these tours are tip supported. So if you want to share a tip with me, thank you very much. A little announcement: this is going to be the last tour we're going to be doing until September, okay? Because we're going to take a month off. We're going to take August off. So we'll be back on Tuesdays with Fran in September. If you want to be updated, if I don't send you weekly emails, please direct message me at your email, and I'll keep you updated with when we're coming back and the recipes for the cooking classes that we do and the whole thing. So we're going to take a month off. We're not going on holidays, but we have to get kids through college, so we have to go and look for dormitories and all of that. That's why we are going to take 1 month off. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful August. I will see you in September with all the new renowned energies. I love this weather. It's kind of crazy, but I love it. Everybody have fun. See you later.